Hello there, Furry Weekend Twitch. It is nice to see you here for FWA At-Home Part 2. We are here for Dungeons and Dragons. Thank you so much for being here with us today as we continue our stream and jump into the world of made-up nerdery on the spot with a bunch of folks from the world of FWA. It's very nice to see everybody. I'll get to them super fast. Just want to let you guys know a few things about what we're doing. We're going to be jumping into I don't know if you've heard of Dungeons and Dragons before, but it's kind of a big deal. Basically, these guys are going to be an adventuring party that are going to move through a world of swords and sorcery, mazes and monsters, dungeons, and yes, occasionally dragons, to steal from Mark Muir, my favorite intro to a D&D game I've ever heard. But I'm going to be here. My name's Ed. Hi. If we haven't met each other, I work at a place called Dad's Garage Theater here in Atlanta. It's an improv company, and we've been performing with these guys at FWA for years, and I'm so excited to be back here to be sort of the voice of chaos for today's D&D game and to keep you guys up to date on our donation goals and ways that you can mess with the players. That's right, donations. FWA will be taking some sweet moolah to help create some weirdness for these guys. You'll see there will be an incentive in the UI on the screen below. There will be like a donation bar. You know how it goes. It's Twitch. So I'm going to get on to them. First, let me introduce our DM, Sable. Hello.
Hello.
So Sable, is there anything you want to run over first with the audience before we get started with the party?
This is, as we aforementioned, D&D, but it's not going to be your typical D&D. We are going to play a little bit loose with the rules, so don't fight
Just
us.
don't.
Just don't.
We just do rule of cool here.
Yeah. Okay, good. So yeah, rules lawyers, be cool. All right. Doesn't mean that everything's got to be rules perfect to the D&D guide.
That's
because honestly, most of us aren't going to be bothering with it. And it would lead to a very long and possibly dull stream if we were just looking things up in books the whole time.
I was going to say, I feel like any good Dungeons and Dragons session is just full of the players looking at the DM going, please don't. And the DM looking at the players and also going, please don't. And it's just that back and forth until someone decides that they finally need to go home.
Yeah. When the pizza runs out and it's time to get out of there. That's basically how you end.
Good thing I bought a year membership to Little Caesars.
Mm-hmm. It's a membership to Little Caesars.
It's a membership. It's like one of those Amazon buttons where you push the button, it goes pizza. And then like 20 minutes later, another delivery boy shows up at your door.
That's a nightmare, but I'm here for it. All right, well, let's go ahead and introduce the adventuring party. Why don't we start with let's start with our returning players. We will start with Tiger Nick.
That's me.
Let us know who you are, who your character is.
So my character this time is Red. He's a fighter, and he loves jewelry and treasure. He'll do anything to get it or to protect the stuff he's wearing. And he wears like long earrings and chains and stuff off of his neck, and probably stuff to get tangled up in and that type of thing. But that's Red.
Wow, the obsession with jewelry may come in handy or maybe your greatest weakness. We'll find out. Tiger Paw.
Unmuting definitely helps. Pro tip. Yeah, so I am still me from the last campaign, if you were paying attention. I am a bard. I may look a little different and have a different spell set, but it's still me. We're going to see how that works today.
An evolved bard, something new. I like it. Sean.
What's up? I am returning as my wizard from the last campaign who believes he is the protagonist of his own story, which is great because he and I have amnesia and I forget what I named him. However, I do know what his goal is, and that is to restore his reputation. You see, as a wizard who happens to love animals, he tried to use Mage Hand to pet an animal at a zoo once, critical failed, and yeeted the animal out of the zoo enclosure. Don't worry, it was a bird, but the bird found freedom. The zoo was not very happy about it, and now he's kind of banned from a lot of enclosures that involve animals. So he's hoping that by assisting the party, he will be able to restore his reputation in the eyes of the people, and one day he will be allowed to pet that good boy. So
when he finally finds him.
When he finally finds him, we are searching for the yeeted bird, the yeeted animal.
I also like that you a lot of D&D players, they're so obsessed with the lore of their character and the personality of their character that that's all they can focus on. But you're just like, I don't even care what his name is. He's a wizard. And
Maybe
to
it's for
me-
the best that he doesn't know his name, so that if like a cop comes up and they're like, "Hey, are you so and so?" he can legitimately go,
I don't know.
I don't know. I don't think so. No, I don't recognize that name."
Okay, so canonically, he does not. It's not like a girl has no name kind of thing. It's like he does not know.
The despair, the trauma of eating that bird caused him to have the brain of a bird. He's bird-brained, and he doesn't remember his own name. So maybe he'll discover it along the way. Maybe he yeeted it as hard as he did that bird. We'll find out. That's the magic of adventuring. You find out along the way.
I'm very excited about that. And we have new player coming into the party today. Captain, say hello.
Yes, hello. I'm Captain. I am the new player, and I'm like a new player because I've never played D&D before. So I'm excited to play with you guys. My character is a rogue, and her name is Willow, and she is a maned wolf. My little backstory that I kind of came up for her when I was taking a shower, because shower thoughts, was that she originally wanted to be a pirate, but they didn't like that she was too tall and lanky, and they're like, "You're too clumsy to be a pirate, so get off our ship." And so now she's been training to be a rogue so she can, be stealthy and sneaky enough to be a pirate. So she's actually pretty good. She has those long arms and legs that she can like reach into your pocket and you wouldn't even know.
This is very canon for you, Captain. I like it.
It is indeed. In fact, somebody in Twitch chat was just saying, Captain, that they hope that you're on Sea of Thieves so they can play with you at some point.
Yes.
I know that game has been taking up my last month of quarantine. Just nothing but pirate stuff. So
I honestly need to play it. I've played it a couple times and I need to like actually get into it because it's really good.
All right, with that, we are ready to get the adventure started. I'll be popping in once in a while just to add some chaos flavor from what I think might be ridiculous to happen. But I'm going to turn it over to Sable to start the adventure. Sable, enjoy this party of a rogue, a wizard, a bard, and a fighter. Very low healing potential for this adventure. So if you guys start getting hurt, you should really think your choices over again and see if you can get the bard to sing you a little song to make you feel better, I guess.
Maybe if I get badly hurt, I can just forget the pain like I forgot my own name, and we'll call that's self-care. That's
only
self-care.
one way to find out. Only one way to find out.
Note.
All right, Sable, take it away.
I will make a quick note. Each of your characters does have one healing potion. Use it wisely. So
I will drink it right away.
I will also warn you.
There is no effect.
I will warn you that even though I am a bard, I do not have any healing real potential. So, forewarning, really watch that healing potion carefully.
It's okay. If I recall correctly from last time, seeing the bard get ganged up on was so funny that laughter healed all my wounds. So
I have an answer.
Sure, that's definitely true. All right. So the three of you, freshly victorious from your battle with the not one but two young red dragons of last session, you celebrated, you traveled, you gained a new companion, and you are now touring a famous cave system below the city. Your guide, Old Joe, has led you to a beautiful cavernous tunnel. And as the lights go down and you set up camp, the ceiling is glittering with what look like stars at first, but they are small bioluminescent insects and plants. And it's just absolutely beautiful.
nice. Man, what a beautiful ceiling. I wonder if those creatures are edible, or if they can be used for potions or spells. Does anyone in the party have knowledge on these creatures?
Well, I thought it was jewelry, so I didn't even realize it was living things. So
You can't put it all in your pocket. That's just not wise.
Red trying to hang little lizards from his necklace.
Pocket bugs. That's my new spell.
DM, can he create a spell on the spot?
Sure, why
Let's give him
not?
one. Let's give him one daily use of pocket bugs.
One daily use of pocket bugs in which he removes bugs
Right.
from pockets
I
and
use
throws them at someone.
I use Mage Hand. I use Mage Hand to collect a sampling of bioluminescent bugs from the ceiling. I offer some of them to the rest of the party if they would like to keep any for themselves. Name them, make them their traveling companions. And
Tiger Nick's just going to shove them in his pocket immediately, and you're going to lose them all. You do know that this is where this is going.
listen, a bug in the hand is worth two in the bush. as they
Listen,
say.
I'm only interested in jewelry, not bugs that just look like jewelry. I just thought they were because they were glittering, and I was like, jewels, those are jewels. And they're not, they're bugs.
If anyone could convince someone else that these bugs are in fact valuable jewelry, I'm sure it would be the person who is established with loving jewelry. You could be the ticket to our party's future riches.
Okay. All right. I'll keep this
You
in
could
mind.
trade it for actual jewelry and trick somebody, and then now you have their actual jewelry and they just have bugs.
Oh, okay. I thought you meant my jewelry, so that's not happening. So,
The biggest bug in my hand, I have it's a glowing caterpillar, and I have named him Jules, Jules, in homage to this likeness.
Sable, is old Joe there with us? Does he have any information about where we are?
So this is a famous cave system. It's supposed to be the final resting place of a very rich pirate. But so far you haven't seen any signs of, anyone having lived here. He might be pulling your leg. He might be just in it for his, quick gold to give you a tour. But so far he's just kind of minding his business. He's guiding you through the tunnels. He seems to know what he's doing. And he's off to the side setting up his own tent while y'all are playing with the bugs.
Well, all my fellow friends, should we go and look around while before we make camp for the night? Maybe see where we are and what's here?
Let me check with Jules. He doesn't talk much, but I think he'd say yes.
We talked about what happens when the bugs start talking in your ear. It's not a good sign.
As I understand it, there's some treasure here, so I'm excited to find that.
Yeah.
The treasure is being here with all of my friends.
Of course. Did you try to feed me to a red dragon just like last week?
The treasure is being here with all of my friends who do not remember any slights against each other. We are here to have a great time together.
Excellent. So I would like to start exploring our immediate surroundings, just to know what's there before we pass for the night,
So aside from the entrance that you came in, there are 2 or 3 other tunnels that lead out. One is very easily accessible. One you would have to climb a little bit to get to. And the third is actually a small tunnel that a waterfall is kind of coming out of into a beautiful little clear pool full of blind fish and salamanders.
What say you, party? I've got a couple ideas, but I don't want to take over the conversation. What say you guys?
I've got nothing from this. I don't know what to do.
I mean, who's really good at just kind of finding shinies in the area or finding items of interest? We could certainly just start exploring the items that Sable listed out to us, right?
I am interested in the fact that there's that clear water with the fish. We do have bugs that we could potentially use as bait. I'm also thinking about the fact that any cave that we can go into is also a cave that things could come out of. So whichever path we go down, we should check and see if we can temporarily blockade one of the other cave outlets, just in case something wants to try and follow us. As soon as they said small cave, I was like, God, please.
stable. Am I already in or am I not there
No,
yet?
you're there.
Oh, okay. I'm just okay.
I can see you.
My character just had a little bit to drink, so she was not there mentally, but now she's there.
Yeah, and
Rum a
Captain, keep
little
in mind,
hard.
as this is the first real interaction that you're having as a character,
Mhm.
think of it like a movie. Like that first line has to be killer.
I just took it on faith that we had already met in the pub because that seems to be what we do, based on
There
our
you
previous
go.
experience. And clearly, we had a good time because she's already tipsy. So
Yeah. So my character, since she's a rogue and she also likes treasure because she wants to be a pirate, she figures that she'll take this time to maybe go down one of the caves, maybe the one that has the water in it, and see if there's any sunken treasure and
I'll
do a
I'll
little
follow her as well.
investigating.
Okay. So that cave is up a waterfall. Did you want to try to get up?
Oh,
the
up a waterfall. What's at the bottom of the waterfall? Is there maybe like something behind it?
At the bottom of the waterfall are sharp, pointy rocks.
Oh, well, never mind.
Oh no, I'm not saying you can't climb it. You definitely can. Just don't fail.
You know what? She's nimble enough, and she just had some drinks at the pub, so she might be a little with not the best judgment. So she'll try to take a look and not get hit by the rocks.
Okay, so we are going to make our first roll of the evening. Then we're going to have you do a how do you feel about an acrobatics check? You're going to be bouncing up that waterfall, or are you going to be trying to drug
Oh yeah, no, she's gonna do some like ninja flips. Like she's a main wolf. She's got those huge legs. She's just gonna like jump from rock to rock, like all the way up that thing.
Okay, so it's pretty slick, and at first your foot starts to slip, but then like you find a handle and you just backflip off of it, and you're up at the top of the waterfall.
Mm-hmm.
The entrance to the cave area is very narrow, but fortunately you're pretty slim.
Mm-hmm.
Did you want to try going in?
Sure. She'll take a look in there.
Would you like one of my glowing bugs for good luck?
Yes, please toss me one of your glowy bugs for safety.
I use Mage Hand to swiftly transport Natalie, the glow firefly, over to Kaptain.
Shine some light up in there.
Gently holding a firefly.
I like that you used Mage Hand to get her a flying insect.
Natalie
Natalie
a little
eat a
spooked
bird.
from being plucked from the cavern ceiling. Okay, I for all intents and purposes, I am a very large slug to Natalie. So
when we spoke about safety first, I don't think this is what we had in mind, but it's fair.
I thought it was safety third.
I use Mage Hand to cover the mouth of the non-believer to keep him from naysaying me any further.
Okay, so you have a firefly and a spooky cave.
Maybe starts in a little bit, but starts hearing some weird sounds, so she's gonna turn back because she's also a little bit of a dark, even though
Seems
she's
like
a
the
rogue.
thing to do, right? And you do remember that, as you're in there, you start thinking, oh, well, old did say maybe don't wander off alone. They're easy to get lost in. You're like, well, this is the sensible decision. I checked it out. We're good.
Yeah. No, there's nothing down there.
Okay.
But it was a good shot.
All right. So you come back out and you finagle your way down the waterfall again. You get pretty wet and kind of spongy, but others you're fine.
It's not good.
Also, I'm keeping I'm sorry.
Oh,
What? It's a loner. Could you?
All right.
So if the intent is to spend the night here, we should probably sentries at these cave openings, at these tunnel openings, right?
Well, that would be well advised. Joe kind of chimes in as he's setting up a cooking pot to start a stew of rash for everyone.
Joe doesn't seem married.
Joe does all the time.
Mm.
He's a very experienced cave guide.
Let's see. Looking over. So between my nature and my animal handling skills, we have the ability to try and communicate with bugs that are all along the ceiling.
Well, nature's not going to help you so much with communicating with bugs, but it will help you identify the individual species of bugs.
Okay.
But animal handling, you could certainly try to get your meaning across.
I attempt to convey the message to the bugs that if something begins approaching that looks scary, they should move to form the giant letters SOS along the ceiling so that we can spot it.
So wait, Wizard, how are you communicating this to the bugs?
Oh man, that is a good question.
Are we talking like an interpretive dance kind of thing?
I don't know. I didn't think I'd get this far.
Yes, using my historical knowledge regarding the bug species, I attempt to wriggle in a way that would, much like bees in a beehive, spread the message of create this symbol if you see danger.
Now, I'm not the DM here, but I get the feeling more likely to succeed at doing that if you were to actually show us what that wriggling into a dancing motion looked like.
All right.
We need a demonstration.
This is my Million Hips Don't Lie, Bug Shakira.
I believe he's a centipede.
I'll give you advantage for that.
There you go.
Be honest, you've been practicing.
Yeah, that didn't seem like something he just made up.
What can I say? I had a nice earworm in my head.
You absolutely 100% believe that the bugs will do this for you.
I'm convinced. Jules said it would work.
Okay.
That's a common response
Okay.
to me doing anything is
Okay.
Sure.
Yeah, you're 100% confident that these bugs are, one, your friends, two, capable of spelling in common, and three, observant enough to notice any danger.
yes. Guilty
Yeah,
as charged.
absolutely.
As long as you're confident, I'm confident.
Willow, at this point, while you're kind of still slogging out of the pool there, you stub your toe on something very hard, but it moves away like it's not a regular rock.
That's something you don't want in a
No.
dark cave. Yeah, that's
It could be something shiny. You should check it out.
Yeah.
I feel like you saying you should check it out is like the little devil on my shoulder.
That's Natalie.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. Willow kind of just like jumps the heck away because she wasn't quite sure what that is, but like from a safe vantage point, tries to see what exactly it was that moved when she hit it.
Okay. So
I do want to point out a couple of things real fast here. Number one, I love that we have a rogue that's playing it extremely safe, which is quite funny. But also, according to the results of our first poll in the chat, Kaptain, you have actually come out on top as the winner of our first poll to find something interesting.
What is the poll? What happened?
are you
That's right.
investigating the thing you kicked?
What was that?
Are you investigating the thing you kicked?
Yes, I am.
All right. So as you reach into the water to try to grab it,
I'm
your
ready to
hand
smash it. It's
closes.
okay.
What?
I'm ready to smash it.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's smart because as she pulls her hand out of the water, you are holding a softball-sized, perfectly smooth orb of citrine.
Oh.
I think it's a mineral with a lot of vitamin C.
Keep that scurvy away.
Very, very practical of you. You should see, maybe there's more down there.
That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah. All right.
very
Well,
shiny and
I guess
nice.
she's gonna do some more investigating and figure out what else is down there.
Well, she's looking for the what else is down there. Can we go pick up the orb of citrine and look at it?
Yeah.
I mean, if you can take it away from her, I assume you can.
Oh God.
I can't go anywhere.
I want to hold it. Can I hold it?
Is this a valuable thing that I would want to hold on to?
Citrine is a semi-precious gem. Yes, it's a kind of a
No,
gold-
it's not valuable at all. I'll trade you a bug for it.
I have one. Thank you.
It's a lemon drop. It's just cave candy. Don't. It's not that valuable.
Well, being a rogue and a pirate, I'm keeping it.
Okay.
Wise choice, I think.
So after you tuck that away in your bag and you're searching for more, you don't find any more gems, but you do find a few chips of abalone shell. Which, how long was your character a pirate, or on the sea?
She wasn't very long. They kicked her off the ship because she was too clumsy.
Yeah, shells
And
go
now
in
she's a
water.
rogue.
I said, yeah, shells are in water. This seems normal.
Yeah.
Well, are we going to camp here for the night, or do we want to explore a little before we settle in?
Well, Joe looks like he's settling in already, but
You know,
yeah,
Joe's going to be.
wanted to explore a little bit.
Yeah.
I'm down to explore. I think no one. I'm getting restless, man. We're in this cave. It looks great. I didn't come here just to chill in the same spot for 14 hours.
Okay.
Yeah, plus, I mean, the only real purpose of rest in this game is to heal and refill your spell slots. You guys are fully healed and have all your stuff, so.
Right. I mean, rest is useless unless I'm at 1 HP. So let's get me down to 1 HP first. Let's find something that can take me there.
As you wish. All right, so.
I like that attitude, by the way.
Are you all breaking camp already?
I don't think we're breaking camp. We could leave
No,
our
we
camp
just
right here.
Okay.
Yeah, we just want to explore a little more.
And think of it as like your car camping, okay? Or in this case, horse camping. Oh, we're horse camping. We dropped our tents where the horses stopped right inside the cave, but now we're gonna go wander and explore a little. Leave our basic necessities. Joe's got it, right?
Yeah,
Joe?
Joe's making dinner anyways, so
Yeah.
we've got sounds like we've got a little time.
By the way, Joe, if the bugs on the ceiling start spelling out SOS, that's a bad thing. Joe.
I think bugs can spell, sir.
Yeah, I concur.
All right, so which cave exit do you want to take?
Exit, you say? Interesting. I
Because
don't
there was
know.
the one entrance that you came in.
Right.
Yeah,
Mhm.
not
There's
that
the
one.
waterfall,
There's the waterfall.
and then
There's the slightly higher cave hole and the easily accessible cave hole.
Yep.
okay.
I would say let's go for the slightly higher cave hole so that if anything comes from back in through the entrance, we have the higher ground, and historically that has always proven to be advantageous.
Always.
I'm down with that. Plus, whatever's in it fell down the waterfall anyway, so there's probably more citrine up there or something.
So
I was gonna
who of us would be best to go to scale that path first and then help lift the others up in
Well,
tandem?
Captain's already proven that she's capable of climbing. Maybe she could climb up and just drop a rope. One of us has a rope.
We'll do
Okay.
that.
All right, so Willow, y'all are all going to go through the cave that Willow originally went into above the waterfall.
Yeah,
Okay.
I think she was onto something there.
Okay. So, as you get up there, Willow holding Natalie ahead of you as a light source. You have about 5 feet you can see ahead of you with that. You find that the cave very quickly splits into 3 ways: forward, left, and right. Which way do you want to go?
Can I use? Do I have rogue abilities that help me decide which is the best?
You have a magic 8-ball?
Yeah.
Oh, magic.
You
Can
don't have
Natalie
a-
just
Oh,
whisper
guys,
some
I don't
messages
know.
into my ear?
We've got to take a second here because we're going to let the Twitch audience decide which way you guys are
Oh.
going to move.
Uh,
Uh-oh.
Oh,
Yeah.
I know. Well, it's all about just making sure that we know that we don't trust this party to make their own decisions sometimes.
I don't understand.
So Twitch, there's a poll in chat right now. We're gonna leave it open for. It doesn't look like very much longer. Are they gonna go forward? Are they gonna go left? Or are they going to go right? Looks like left has an early lead.
Well, y'all, as a party, you can feel free to try to influence them and debate.
That's true.
Ooh.
You can make your
It's going
case.
to be the right way.
well, it
I
seems
think-
like whatever came down would have. Now I don't. Doesn't see. It would have came from forward. So we
Well,
need to go forward.
It's all gonna tunnel into this, right? So
I get it.
Mm.
Oh, okay. Well, it looks like the poll ended, and I must admit, as I felt wriggling within my palm, and I looked at all the bugs, they do seem to be pointing. They all seem to be facing like sunflowers towards the sun. They're all kind of facing in a leftward diagonal direction.
They are in fact pointing you left.
They are.
this is a
Yes.
good time. Sean, where's your flashlight? Remember the magical
The magic flashlight.
rod of
That's right.
light that we got the last mission? Why
From
don't
what
we-
from what I remember in the previous session, I had hovered it above me in order to use it as a blinding device. Did I give it to one of you after that?
look, one of us, I mean, but
Oh, got it. I wonder if it's in my pack. If I put it in my pack, I can't remember.
I rolled to search my pockets for the non-bug powered flashlight.
How many pockets do you have?
oh god, we'll
It's
be
really many.
guessing it's just an oversight that we don't who has it because we certainly leave it just because we left the module. So Sable, can you make a ruling who might actually just have it on their position currently?
I was actually going to have one of your inventories, so you have it.
Great, I will happily pull out
I wonder
and,
if. Oh, yeah.
and say we like pretty much almost lost lives to get this thing. Let's put it to good use. Smack it a couple times, make sure it's working, and point it towards.
I feel like that's with the bard when he starts acting up. Smack it a couple times and repoint it
Point
where
him
we
to
need
the
to go.
left. Yeah.
Come on.
So after you point the flashlight down to the left, you do hear behind you to the right the sound of a slight growling, and down the left pathway you do see the faint shimmer of something shiny further down.
Well, it was when we were going to go to the left. If there's something shiny, it can hold those two back from anything. So
How far away is the shiny?
It is just outside of the glow, the magical flashing egg.
Okay.
So
keep-
probably about 120 feet.
let's keep an eye on our rear as we continue, since we have heard a growl. Like, I think it's actually maybe better to move in tunnel or
I agree.
back towards one or the other.
Is
No,
there
we got to move in.
is there a member of our party that not wearing armor at the moment?
I am not wearing define armor. Do you mean something heavy and constrictive?
If you're it depends on what the they determine as armored, but I'd like to send out in front. I do have the ability to provide a magical protective shield, but you can't be armored in order for the spell to work.
So the Willow, your bard, and your fighter are all wearing leather or mail armor.
Okay.
Yourself, the wizard, are the one who is not armored.
But I am
Am
the
I-
fighter.
am I the
so
bait?
fight whatever's
Am-
out there. So
am
I
I
think
the
he
bait?
Yeah.
Yeah. It just makes
You
sense.
can hold up the back though, and
I'll-
anything comes at us from that other.
I'll hold a
tunnel.
flashlight over your shoulder.
All right. You know what? I will do it for my friends because the worms are saying that we should go left. I am willing to put myself in danger. So
And
I will,
stained, correct?
stay behind. You want else to go forward down that cave?
Yeah, no, I need forward because I'm the
Okay.
fighter, you see.
Okay. All right. Fine.
I mean, I can go forward and just really sneaky and figure out in the shadows what's going on.
The
Also
inky
an option.
shadows.
Yeah, this is the point where we would say, like, whoever's like intense need to go see that shiny thing is probably going to take over, and they're going to attempt to go do it.
This is why he
That's-
said that he's got it.
Yeah, this is me. I'm going. We're not discussing it anymore. That's what's happening.
All right.
He's
so
just
as
like
Fred-
running in. We're just like, oh shit.
Red doesn't give y'all an option. He trailblazes right down that
Yeah,
left.
he does.
Leroy Jenkins.
No. You
Don't-
fool.
Captain, if you invoke Leroy Jenkins here, we might have to create a terrible consequence for
saying
the
that's
fighter
what he's
upon running
doing.
in.
Tales of the Tavern have told us that this Leroy Jenkins was no brilliant mastermind.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's like
perhaps.
from the back, you hear one of your party mates just go like, "Oh my god, he went in!" Like,
Oh my
not
God, they
be
went
good.
in.
Okay. So the tunnel narrows ahead of you, and before long, you're pressed in on both sides, Red. You can hear your party members coming in behind you, but you don't have the leeway to turn and look at them any longer. And the same happens to the rest of you as you follow. The walls just keep getting narrower and narrower and narrower until they open up into a large circular chamber. Would anybody like to look around?
I am already looking around. I'm trying at any rate.
I will look around behind him, but to provide cover.
Okay.
There's a reason that flashlight's up over his shoulder, so I can see what he's about to put in his pocket.
Okay. So, Red, you are immediately drawn to the center of the room where there is a dais with a depression in it lined with chips of abalone shell.
Ooh.
What's on the dais?
So on the
It is a-
dais, there are 3 more crystals. You have a length of a perfect clear crystal, quartz, a palm-sized lump of red jasper, and a cluster of hematite nodes. And then on each, as you're distracted by this, the rest of you see on each cardinal point of the room, there are 4 large statues. Each
I
Never
don't like
good.
this. I don't like this.
Listen, they just want.
I have prepared myself with enough video games to do this.
You know, I haven't even seen the statues or anything else. I'm just intrigued by the red stone.
Someone, please keep an eye on him. There is a raised platform in the center of the room. Okay.
Sable, do you have a description of what these statues are or what they look like?
I do. So the one directly ahead of where you entered from is a wolf, bipedal, paws outreached with as if waiting for something, and bright golden eyes. To the right, you see a hare, again standing bipedal, paws outreached, with clear white eyes. To the opposite of the hare, you see a buck with, again, paws outreached, with dark silver eyes. And then behind you, as you turn around, no sign of the entryway that you came in through, but instead a fox with paws outreached and dark red eyes.
So I'm guessing that the citrine looks fairly golden green, maybe. Is there?
It does, in fact.
Well, this is a coincidence.
Wow. All of these gems look like their eyes.
This is so funny. So no, you can't put that in your pocket, Red. No.
So the question is, do we place the stone in or do we take all the other stones out?
No. Do not take stones out of statue eyes. We've learned this before. No.
But
what
if
is
I
that?
think they'll come out.
But
Yeah.
what if, okay. Yeah, if they come out, what if they come to life and they're now blind? I'm thinking 5 steps ahead here.
I think giving them the offering maybe for right now. Why don't we try one?
Okay.
See what happens. Maybe we
Okay.
try the way we just came through the red because, in case we have to go
That's-
back.
I don't like this.
The
Well,
red one. You want the red one? Is that what you said?
I think we should put the red one
I
in
think so too.
Fox's paws.
What?
I like the red one.
Not in your pocket, though.
After
Why?
maybe.
Why are we letting the character with the lower int make all these decisions?
Because it's Dungeons and Dragons, baby.
My intelligence is quite lovely. Thank you very much. I think this is a fair expectation that we must place things into their hands.
I'm putting mage armor on myself before he does anything else.
Popping out their eyes is probably not going to make an entrance reappear. And right now we're in a closed room, right?
Correct.
So, I'm all for finding a path out. I mean, if anyone wants to see if they detect magic around them, that would be great. But either you will or you won't. I don't think it will influence our outcome.
I think we should find a path further because if we found this many gems right here, there's got to be more inside. So how do we get further? But I'm liking the.
We can go citrine first. Captain, do you want to throw that citrine into the golden outstretched paws of who was that? Was that the wolf?
That was the wolf.
Yeah. I don't want to because I also like shinies, but I love my friends more, so I will give the shiny to the statue.
So as
See if we
you
can get out of
place-
here.
As you place the orb of citrine into the palms of the wolf statue, there is a faint musical hum, and both the eyes and the citrine begin to glow.
When you say musical hum, is this like a song that we know that we would recognize?
Note might only be one note so far.
It is just one note.
Can you name that tune with one note? I think we probably need at least two or
Wait, it goes, "We are the crystal gems."
This is what happens when you stay up all night playing video games.
Well,
Roger.
actually, right now it just goes.
So Quartz to Quartz and Jasper to Fox, and what was last? Hematite to what was the last statue? Not the hare or the fox.
A deer.
The deer. Yeah, the deer.
The buck.
Okay, so who takes the quartz?
I will. That's fine.
Okay.
I'm taking the red one.
Okay. And so that leaves our amnesic wizard with the hematite.
All right.
In fact, I've already taken the red one. It's I've been holding it.
Okay. Are you just holding it, or are you putting it in the paws?
Well, I'm putting it in his hands now.
Okay.
Yeah.
I didn't know if you were going to pocket it and be like, I don't know, there was no red gem.
Well, I didn't think about that. So so right now I'm going to just put it in its hands. In a
Okay.
few minutes, though, who knows?
All right,
I will go ahead.
As each of you, you go ahead.
I will begrudgingly place the hematite at the appropriate altar.
Okay.
Was one of them blue? Like, were any of the statues that had blue eyes? I don't remember anymore. Again, amnesiac.
No,
Okay.
the deer had dark gray eyes.
Okay,
I guess you could call it kind of a blue gray.
and I place a couple of the bugs on the deer statue's paws. Let's see
Sure.
if it's just a matching color, not necessarily a matching stone.
So
We
you
can-
just put the bugs, or you put the bugs and the stone?
I'll place just the bugs.
Okay, there is no reaction.
Okay, I take back the bugs. I'm sorry, my friends.
Wow. No loyalty.
Did
All right,
dirty.
can you put the hematite up so we can?
Yeah, I'll put the hematite up.
All right. So as each of you place the gem in the corresponding statue, the hum becomes a cacophony, and then a roar, and the room around you begins to shudder.
Was nice knowing you all.
No, a door's opening. It's great.
Can everybody just do me a favor and like a Star Wars bridge shake as if the room is actually shaking? There we go.
The light from the eyes of each statue becomes brighter and brighter and brighter until the room is bathed in a rainbow prism of blinding light, and you cannot see.
Great.
And that goes on for a few moments until it begins to fade. And with starbursts going in front of your eyes,
The beginning of Skyrim slowly fades
you're
in.
hit by, yeah, you're hit by a cool breeze that smells of fresh earth and leaves, faint honeysuckle and apple. And this doesn't smell like a cave. And then as your eyes clear, you're in the clearing of a forest.
It's
your background.
Trees wider around than all of you combined could wrap your arms around. Bioluminescent flowers of every color in the rainbow. Birds with feathers that shimmer with.
I'm very disappointed. There's no more treasure.
Yeah, no more
Did we
treasure.
leave
Statues are
the
gone,
oven on
cave
back
is
at camp?
gone.
Did we leave the oven on back at camp?
You did
Yeah,
leave
Joe-
old Joe.
I feel
Yeah,
like we'll
Joe's-
find more
Joe's
treasure.
I hope.
Yeah, so maybe we found that enchanted forest that we were hearing so much about. I mean, the guys in the tavern wouldn't shut up about it during our second round. I don't remember. It kind of blurs after that third mead, but I mean, this smells like an enchanted forest.
Do I
And in fact-
recognize any of the birds?
As you're looking around at each other, these aren't the companions you recognize. Each of you seems to have taken on the guise of the creature that you put the gems into.
Oh,
So I'm a
snap.
fox now.
Yep.
What the-
With fur the same color as the gem that you use. So we have a gray stag, a red fox, a white rabbit, and a golden wolf, or maned wolf if you
Alright.
prefer.
Oh dear, I say, knowing full well.
So this is normal for you.
I know. I went from being a main wolf to a regular wolf. This is great.
You just got a haircut.
yeah. My arms got a little shorter.
Just a
Well,
little.
I joined this campaign and now I'm a deer. I guess I really got enough bang for my buck.
Hey.
I think I'm back. I think I got dropped for a second.
We hear you, Sable.
I hear you
Okay.
just fine.
So sorry about that. Yes, as you look around, yourself and each of your companions has been changed.
Can we still understand
Hmm.
what our companions are saying?
Well, that's odd.
Oh
Yeah.
no.
So, all right. So, hold on. Since Sable's having connection issues, here's where we'll sort of go with this. So, you guys have all turned into these new species. You're gonna have to sort of like, that moment in movies where people get changed and they like sort of have to like check out their own body to
Yeah,
kind of
yeah,
figure
yeah.
out what's going on. What
Right.
would be like the bewildered line that you would say looking at what animal you have now become, whether you like it or not?
Mine is an elongated what, but because I now have deer lungs, it comes out as more of a.
That bleep was not required. I think this makes me luckier. I've got like 4 rabbit's feet now. That's got to be good, right?
You're just extra lucky.
I'm just thinking of all of the fox innuendos over the years I've heard. I'm not happy about this. This is not okay.
For Willow, she's just like, dang it, my sleeves are too long.
So now you've got just like floppy sleeve ends hanging
Yeah.
off.
Now she's just like,
All right, DM, keep that in mind because that could be a handicap in battle.
How does my stag wear pants? Does he wear them on the back 2 legs, or does he wear them on all 4? Or
On
Well,
the
you're
antlers, maybe.
bipedal, so you can wear them on the back too. You're
all
all
right?
bipedal animals, which is really weird. And-
This is quite weird.
transforming.
Well, this is a first, and I mean that's saying something from some of the stuff we've seen together. But I'd say we roll with it for right now.
Okay. I gotta check. I do a quick test to see if my magic is still working in this new form, or if it's been
That's a
nullified
good
at
idea.
all.
Okay, so you let's see here. So you try to cast a simple cantrip, something you've cast a million times before, and yeah, seems fine. You know, it takes a little bit to get the somatic correct with hooves instead of fingers, but yeah, it works just fine once you figure out how to make the symbols.
All right. Good to know.
Yeah, prestidigitation is a little harder with little fuzzy paws, but I'll work through it.
So
All
as
right.
you're all like finishing up, like trying to, well, yeah, okay, everything seems to work, everything's in order. We're just fuzzy now. You hear a voice from across the clearing. It worked. I can't believe it worked.
Well, folks, let's hoof it. Let's find out what that voice is.
Yeah,
and
yeah, we got to go
well,
see what these people are.
Let's
They're
check it out.
they can change us back. I'm pretty sure they can undo this.
So you head across the clearing, and there's a young goat. He has a bowl in his hand that's smoldering with the scent of incense. Welcome, heroes. You've been brought here. I'm afraid you couldn't come as you were. Is everybody okay?
We are okay. What about you? What brings you into this wild land?
Oh, well, I live here.
You live here?
Well, yes.
Are you the only one who lives here?
No, but that's why I've brought you here.
Do tell.
We've had some problems. Our maybe my village, we've been attacked, and none of our local warriors could succeed. So we summoned in help. I didn't know who would come, but well, you had to be able to tolerate this land. So I mean, we had to. Well, and he just gestures at all of this.
Do these creatures have any significance to you or your people?
Well, no. They're typically not a problem, unless you go underground. But, well, you see, well, it's been a bit overcast lately, and they've decided they want to live in our village, and it's not been good for anybody. In fact, it's been quite bad for some people.
So we get rid of these guys and we can go back, right?
Well, we can certainly try to send you back, but I only know the summoning spell. And unfortunately, the shaman was one of the first victims.
I wonder why the creatures want to live in that village, though.
Tiger Paw, you're
What
muted.
kind of creatures are they?
Did we get a description for who we're speaking to?
Yes, he's a young goat. With gray and white fur. I don't think I said that part.
No. So okay.
I heard the goat.
Remember, guys, this is the first person we've encountered. For all we know, this goat could be the one trying to take over the village, and the creatures are the villagers. So I'm
Here's
hesitant.
some baby goat.
Yeah, he's already taken the jewels we had, and now we're different. And this is
True.
I'm not happy about this at all. This is no good.
He is not the goat. He is not the GOAT.
Boo, Sean. Boo.
You guys don't know that much about him yet. He might be the greatest goat of all time.
Let's
The G goat.
for right now, keeping our suspicions open, maybe we should just go to the village, because at least then we'll know what our options are, right? Like, shouldn't we get a look at things?
Sure.
Right, I'm done with that.
Well, he starts ringing his little hooves. Well, I can point you in the right direction, but I am not going back.
Why not?
Well, I don't want to die.
Well, neither do we. And what better to find our way through the village than someone who's already familiar with it? A compromise, my friend. You lead us to the village and act as that tour guide, and we will see what we can do to help you in your endeavor.
I just remembered we all have a healing, healing potion. So I'm okay. Yeah, one is I'm okay moving forward and seeing what's going on. The quicker we do this, the quicker we get this over with. Get back to the jewels that we had.
Maybe if we still have our healing potions after we battle whatever it is, we can use it on the shaman and bring him back to life.
Oh, there you go.
Okay.
But he's already dead, so maybe not.
Let's see if you persuade him to lead you to the village. So he almost seems like he's gonna, and then he's like, no, I can't. I'm too weak. I'm too young.
What do you guys say?
You're
Too
all
young and too weak.
experienced warriors, right?
Yeah.
Definitely have experience.
I mean, I can use my roguelike skills to kind of sneak in and scope out the situation and figure out who's there, what's going on, and if they're going to kill us right away.
Yes, that would be perfect. You sneak.
Can we get him to at least go with us close? He doesn't have to go in, but at least to get us close, so like we're in line of sight of the village. I have a thought.
You can try to convince him.
Yeah, so sir, certainly you don't need to put your person in harm's way, but why don't you take us close by? You can still run away in plenty of time, but that way we're sure we're at the right place, and if we have any questions about what we see, you're still there to answer them for us.
And Sable, before we get going on figuring out whether that persuasion works, we did a poll in the Twitch chat, and we've decided that Tiger Paw, indeed being a rabbit, does make you luckier.
Okay.
So what I'm going to say is, we'll do this, DM, is Tiger, I'm going to give you one roll at advantage that you can use at will for each of your rabbit's feet. So you have 4 times today, you can choose to roll with advantage.
I like it. I like those odds.
The chat really helped you out because they could have put you at disadvantage on every roll.
Well, I really appreciate the chat taking mercy on me after the last session. So this is a welcome change. I appreciate it. So I don't think I need to use that yet, because I feel like I was pretty convincing in my conversation with the goat. Let's see what he says. I do have a number of things to help me there, but I'm sure you already have my character sheet. So
I do. Well, before he seemed hesitant. He seems a little more confident now with your assurance. Yes, I could take you close enough, but I won't go into the perimeter wall.
Of course.
Is that okay?
Yes.
Yeah, that's better.
So
We're getting closer.
As he starts to lead us on, I'm going to pull our mage to the side and whisper, "Hey, when we get close enough, I can talk to the plants in the area and make sure this guy's on the up and up, and ask if they're familiar with this dude, or like who's been here for a while and who's the bad guy, kind of thing. Let's see what we can get."
I agree with that. Let's see what happens.
So as you walk through the forest, it goes from seeming like a wildlands, like a jungle, to a few clearings, wildlife trails, to finally reaching a proper road, in as much as a path through a jungle can be called a road. And before long, you do see some piecemeal stone walls in the distance, about 3 feet high, marking the perimeter of a village.
About 3 feet high. Okay. So at least we have an option to vault over them if we need to. Do your stuff. I'm relying on you.
Yeah. So let's go ahead, and I'm gonna cast Speak with Plants.
Okay.
And kind of lean down to to whatever seems to be the most prevalent in the area, coming from the same kind of root system. Better visibility, I guess, and say, so what's going on around here? Is this goat a good guy? Like, has he been here a long time? Like, who's the disruptive force?
And what would your voice talking to plants sound like? Like, what's the dialect?
Before or after I was turned into a rabbit?
Oh, that's a good question. I think you're just trying to speak their language, right? So we'll say after. This is you're using your rabbit voice box.
Well, normally it's not so much in words. It's like a series of rustles and whispers through leaves. I mean, it's. I had to go to school for a long time for this, Ed. I
didn't go to 6 years of plant school to be questioned on my dialect.
I mean, there was a lot of effort gone in here. But yeah, I mean, I don't think they're going to get me to a definitive, that guy's great, he did X, Y, Z, but they can get me a feel for, I think, we're familiar with him and he's not terrible. I just need to make sure it's not from their perspective and this guy was the gardener and weeding. So has he been around a while? Are they familiar with him?
So as you're like speaking to the plants, the rustles and whistles through the leaves suddenly begin to make sense to you. And they say, he is known to us.
Excellent. And has he been a part of this village for a long time?
What kind of plant are you speaking to directly?
Well, you have to tell me what was around. I've chosen things that were near the path and that would grow out of
trees, vines, flowers.
Right. So trees are going to be the best, I would think, for that. And
so
like redwoods are all part of the same root system. If I had anything similar to that, I would choose it because they're all like one organism.
Right. So you're speaking to a tree. Not long.
Yes. How many cycles of seasons would you say? How many snow passes have come?
Only 15. Not long at all.
Excellent. Okay, so 15 years is pretty solid. And the people now in the village, are they new to you? How many snow seasons?
Not long. Only 50.
Ah.
Uh-huh.
Interesting. I see. And do either wage war on the other?
The people of the village are a family, as we are a family.
I see. Do they wage war with the people of the goat?
The people of the goat are the village.
Okay. That's pretty solid. Unless the plants are betraying us too.
Okay. And what about any recent strangers who have waged war on anyone?
Since the light has gone, the family of the goat have not come past.
Okay.
I don't think this is getting us anywhere.
Yeah.
No, it got us some confirmation. Right, Sean? Do you feel better?
Sure. I hope you've made some great new friends, like I did with these bugs. But I think we better go help before the village ends up with far fewer people for the next snow passing.
Listen, that's such a small amount of time to this tree. He's got it. Yeah. Okay. I feel confident. I thank my lovely tree friend and promise it any extra water in our skins as we leave.
Okay. You're quite welcome. Come visit anytime.
I leave them a bug friend as a gift.
Make sure it's not a tree-eating bug friend.
Oh.
It's just a small caterpillar. What's the worst that could happen?
Did you take that through immigration?
Wait, what's that? No, take it away.
What? Oh, I'm sorry. It's a gift. It's
no. Take it away. Take it away.
Oh, fine.
Caterpillars. I mean,
Okay. So I think we need to keep going into the village and
right.
figure out what's.
As you
That
get
made no sense.
closer, as you get closer to the village, you can see that indeed over the village and over the village alone, the sky seems to be very dark.
Of course it does.
Of course it does. I'm just going to go out on a limb and guess that me casting light probably isn't going to help here, so I'm going to hold that back.
But you are lucky, so maybe. Okay.
Yeah, and I'm gonna make sure you guys know, and this may influence your roles. We've only got about 15 minutes left in this
See,
session,
yeah,
so
we
you
need-
gotta
we
start
need to
making
keep
some
going 'cause-
choices.
We got to change me back. This is not okay.
Something tells me that there may be a very long commercial break where you're still, in fact, a fox. Just putting it out there. But
It
all right.
seems like it may be.
So what's our plan of attack? How do we want to enter this village without losing our life and limb?
That is a good question. Spray. I do have access to sleep, so we could attempt to. Let me see how wide that area of effect is while you guys discuss. So it's creatures of magical slumber.
Well, I'm ready with my swords. I'm just ready to go in there and smash some stuff. See if there's any coins or jewels laying around, and then we can get out of here.
You know what? You know what? I'm putting the goat to sleep and carrying him in with us.
Wow.
There you go.
That's rude.
Maybe we can use him as bait for something.
I cast sleep on the goat.
Maybe we can try to like gain the trust of the people who's there and be like, look, we have a prisoner that we found that escaped, and then like after we get their trust, we can kind of figure out like what their motive is, who's really the bad guy, and then just get rid of whoever the actual bad guy is.
I can actually make two of us invisible because I can cast invisible at a higher level and give up one of my thirds. So I'm okay.
Okay, so here's the plan. Would I be capable of carrying this goat? Do I have enough capacity, or does the goat weigh less enough that I can actually carry them?
Let's see. Well, I mean, he's like a 15-year-old kid, so
I get it.
your average person probably could. However, you, the wizard with a strength of 8, maybe.
Okay, so
Go asleep out here. That's close enough. Let's not overcomplicate it.
I've got plenty of strength if we need to move this forward.
I was gonna say, if you guys are agreeing, I'm saying we should put the goat to sleep. One person carries him in, not invisible, and then 2 others of us go invisible, just so that we can provide backup if something happens that's bad.
So
Nick,
who
you
wants-
should carry him. You guys should go invisible because as a rogue, I can kind of like hide in the shadows, so I don't necessarily need like an invisible spell. I can just kind of like
and there's all this
hide.
darkness, so you should be good. So yeah, Sean, I got us.
All right,
That's invisible. So
All right.
will-
let's find out if the sleep spell works in the first place.
Yeah.
So as a standard villager, he has a hit point of about 3. And you roll 5d8 to see how many hit points of animal or creature you can put to sleep. So yeah,
He's out. All right,
He is out.
let's do this. Let's do this, team. We are the goat team.
I'm gonna have to bring this up later, just for reference, that you like to kidnap kids, and this is not a good sign.
I am petting the animal so gently that he has fallen into a trance. That's what this is.
Okay. All right. I will go ahead and cast invisibility on Sean and I.
Okay.
I am now invisible.
Yeah, I don't see him.
Impressive.
Where'd he go?
See him. So
Okay.
I think we should go ahead and enter the village. Rogue, would you check for traps along the entrance? I mean,
Mhm.
there's a wall here. Let's make sure there's no traps we're about to trip off right as we get started.
Yeah. So I'll just kind of go around, check for traps, check for people that might be also spying on us or anything that could harm us right off the bat.
So as you reach the wall, the darkness is not total, but it is dim. And you see several bodies on the ground, about 4 of them. And each of them is covered in a dense, mossy fungus. You
Okay.
do also see a couple of small probably about 3 foot tall mushrooms that seem to be growing out of the ground.
Do I recognize anything about this fungi or the mushrooms? Just what family they belong to, or?
You're trying to do to see if they are natural.
Yes.
Okay, so that will be a nature check.
And if my speak with plants is still active, will that work with fungus?
It does, for whatever reason. D&D does classify fungi as plants, even though they're not plants.
So if we get there soon, I'll still be able to speak with the fungus, and we could find out. Not saying we necessarily going to like what they have to say, but
Yep. So unnamed wizard, you can't quite put your finger on it. They don't look like any species you recognize, but also you know that maybe there's mushrooms from before you had amnesia that you would have known that these could be.
Interesting.
Are the bodies there? Are they the goat people, or are they different kind of?
They do appear from a distance to be goat people.
Okay.
Sable, I'll also cast light on a coin, like a copper, that I'll keep in my palm, and get ready to chuck that into the center, because that'll give us like a 20-foot radius of light. It's also good as a distraction. So as long as it's closed up in my hand, it won't be visible to anything else.
Okay. So you are holding the stone, or you're throwing the stone?
Holding it for right now.
Okay.
Once we decide what we're doing, I'll chuck it, but I don't want to do that until we're in position.
All right, what is everybody doing?
I'm keeping an eye on those mushrooms, trying to figure out if I want to try and set one of them on fire or something, but I'm going to wait. I don't want to cause problems for the party quite yet.
Don't set that's how you get spore like clouds. That seems like a unpleasantness.
Okay.
I mean,
I'll just kind of keep an eye out, make sure that no one's sneaking up on us, and no one is there's no traps or anything as we're making our way through.
I call out, "Is there anyone in this village? Come out!"
You do not hear a response.
I will try the same thing, since our element of surprise is done. By the invisible Sean. Hello, fungus. How are you today?
You hear a rustling, and you hear, "We are well."
Excellent. How do you find living in this fine village? Do you find it to your liking?
It is nice. There is much food.
I see. I know of a place where there is so much food that a colony of fungus could live forever and ever. I was curious if you would like me to take you there.
Where?
Oh, it is where we came from before we came here. I'm sure that we have a way to transport you safely.
I do not need to be transported. And as you hear that, the two small mushrooms begin to kind of move and twist, and uproot from the ground, and they turn around. They have little eyes, a little mouth, and little hands. They're like a tiny mushroom person.
Do they have little fangs too?
Yes, absolutely.
Oh boy,
this is not okay. I'm not okay with this.
Can I burn them yet?
Well, I will go ahead and try at least a little more diplomacy. I am very charismatic. We're going to give it a shot. Well, the problem is that these little goat friends that provide such delicious food for you are friends to us, and I'm sure you meant no harm, but perhaps we could find a better place for you to feed that was not on one of our friends. Would that be a reasonable solution?
I'm getting my sword ready.
Yes, I am stalling, please.
Am I able to pick the moss? Are the bodies in the village just covered in the moss? Are they still conscious or unconscious, or are they straight up dead?
They're dead.
Oh shoot. This is not bueno.
Well, I mean, at that point, maybe your fire option is better, and we just stay out here. You got that fireball, I seem to recall. Just saying.
Yeah, well, guys, I also want to say during this, because we're starting to run short on time, the poll's not quite over in the chat yet, but it is so heavily leaning that I feel like I can call it with a few seconds left. Is a yes for surprise battle.
Oh no!
Surprise battle from the little mushroom people that I was.
It'll have to be a quick battle, but it is a surprise.
Okay.
All right. So, who was it that was picking moss off of the bodies?
I was attempting to pick moss off of the bodies. Me.
Okay. So, as you're doing that, like a zombie thriller, the hand suddenly spasms and reaches up and grabs you.
No!
Zombie fungus.
Oh no! Not cordyceps. Goat deceps.
And we're going to do a quick initiative in which I'm going to just shuffle my initiative cards together because we're not going to roll everybody because we're short on time. So, surprise round. Stuff happens.
Don't want to hurt.
All
them.
right.
Goat's dead anyway. You'll eat well tonight.
He's just they had that one.
So, Wizard, you are the only person who was moved into the area.
Okay.
Is that correct? Or had
maybe?
anybody else moved forward?
I think we're all moving forward.
Okay. But
going in.
the wizard and who else was invisible?
I am.
You are? Okay. So the two small mushrooms that have that turned around are now, their eyes go to you, Red, as they are moving forward.
Yeah, I'm getting my sword out, and but actually, I don't know if I could do both of them at the same time because I've got two swords, it appears. So I can
attempt
ready.
to help. I think if we can take out the mushrooms, we might still be able to say, well, if they're dead, it doesn't matter. I don't want to burn them. I want us to be able to lay them to rest properly. Let's see if we can take out the mushrooms before we have.
Yeah,
to take out
yeah, man. There's mushrooms attacking. Let's chop them up. We can make pizza from them.
Okay, so they both slash at you, but both of their little claws miss. So the undead fungus-covered goat now, the one that has grabbed you is going to try to take a slash at you, a wizard, but with disadvantage because you're invisible.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
While that's being done, Ed, can I ask for a point of clarification? If I use one of my lucky rabbit's feet for advantage, I'm not going to lose my foot, am I? I think it's important to clarify.
No, that
Okay.
That probably would have been
wasn't
the
part
bad
of the deal. I'm
luck
just
option.
your rabbit body is like just imbuing you with the luck that you joked about at the beginning. Also, guys, we have 7 minutes to finish this battle, so let's get in it.
All right.
All right.
Since those mushrooms are attacking Nick, I, as a rogue, I'll just take my crossbow out and like.
All right, you can do that on your turn.
Oh yeah,
later.
Sorry.
All right. So unfortunately, even with disadvantage, and even with your mage shield, which is still up, you do take some damage on that.
Okay.
That is going to be 6 plus 3. So you take a whole 2 damage.
Nice. I'm doing good, guys. I still have 25. Don't worry about that. Is it still my turn? Am I able to retaliate?
It is not.
Okay.
That is the end of the surprise round. And now, let's see, stuff happens. And then there's the sprouts again. The little mushrooms are both going to take a swing at Red, which is the creature closest that they can see. And they both miss. Now it is your turn, Willow.
Okay, so I'll just like get my crossbow out and fire at those little mushroom guys while they're distracted with him.
Okay, cool. So that is definitely going to hit. Were you hiding?
Yes.
All right, that's the correct answer.
Red, would you like a cold salad or fricassee?
I'm going to slice and dice them. So yeah, is it my turn yet? Or are you calculating?
Calculating.
Calculating. Recalculating.
I have this great vision of Sean like sitting here grappling with this zombie moss-covered goat going, I'm doing great.
Hold on.
But he's also like invisible too, so it just looks like the zombies just like.
Yeah.
So what it really looks like is just.
Okay, yeah. Since you were hiding this, that the little mushroom that you shot falls over, dead, and begins oozing red sap.
Ooh.
That's not good.
Bard, it is your turn.
Excellent. Does it look like any of the other zombie goats are actually zombie goats, or is it just the one moving?
They all are starting to move.
Excellent.
There is 4 of them.
Just what I wanted to hear. How close together are they? Are they grouped pretty close together?
They're all within about 30 feet of each other, but like there's one over by your wizard. There's kind of 2 in the middle that are about within 5 feet of each other, and then there's another one that's like 20 feet off to the side.
Okay, but close enough that I could at least get 2 of them with a cloud of daggers. So they're gonna take a cloud of daggers.
All right, awesome. So you cast a cloud of daggers, and as they are zombies and they have not yet stood up, we are going to just say that hits them.
Excellent.
And we will have to, I guess, pick this up later because we are.
Are you kidding?
That's true.
Oh.
We're about out of time. So, but think about it, you guys. This means when we come back to this session of Furry Weekend D&D, we have this party of newly transformed living personas running around in an enchanted forest. How appropriate. They're being chased by evil mushrooms, zombie goats, going into a strange village they don't recognize. It's like Resident Evil 4 if you made it furry, basically.
And since we brought in that sleeping goat with us, we have our own Ashley we have to look after.
Yeah.
Yep. So yeah, we're basically doing RE4. It's working great.
Everything will be fine.
That's our time.
Or Resident Evil Fur.
There you go. We are getting out of the way because there's a bunch more cool stuff coming up here on twitch.tv/Furry Weekend. Please send a link out to your friends. Please donate to Furry Weekend Atlanta and all the wonderful stuff that is going on this weekend and every weekend down at Furry Weekend headquarters. So thank you guys so much. We will see you next time. Everybody wave goodbye and have a wonderful day.
It was fun.
Take care.